Everybody is getting excited about Toncoin again, and that's because the founder of Telegram discusses the blockchain one more time. There has been technological progress, and so the transaction fees on the Ton blockchain got cut by 6x. And so that's then how that looks like on a price chart. Now when we zoom out a little bit, the long-term price development of Ton wasn't actually that great. Now if you've been following this channel for a while, you know that I like to look at relative valuations, not just Ton in US dollars, but Ton, say, relative to the rest of the altcoin market. Because there's a lot of correlation, everything goes up and down at the same time. So you want to know, how is Ton relatively performing? And that's then this chart here. This is Ton relative to the others market cap. We are trading in a somewhat predictable range. The dotted line, that's the average ratio of Ton to the rest of the altcoins. And if we just go back to the long-term equilibrium, there is potential of an additional 56% appreciation. Hi, my name is Gerhard. I've been in crypto for the last 8 years. I hit my first million 3 years ago, and I did this through active trading. On average, I've outperformed buying and holding Bitcoin by roughly 2% every month. I did this through active trading. That's then my portfolio measured in Bitcoin over time. There are also copy trading pools that you can join. But in this video, I want to share the data points that I look at in order to decide whether or not to buy a particular altcoin. Does it still make sense to get into Toncoin right now after the rally? Now here's the news. Toncoin jumps after Pavel Durov reveals major update on Telegram and on Toncoin. Here is that update regarding the reduction in fees. Various influencers are retweeting this. But in the end, every cryptocurrency has to get measured versus Bitcoin. Do we get additional performance by taking on more risk versus just buying and holding Bitcoin? Now this here is Toncoin relative to BTC. And the long-term chart does not look that great, even with the recent rally. From April 2022 to today, Toncoin underperformed Bitcoin by 57%. Now the market cap is currently at $5 billion. And that begs the question, how much more upside potential is there really? Because many of those rallies, they tend to stop around the $5 to $10 billion mark. The current rally is still very speculative. Here is the total value locked, the TVL on Toncoin. It peaked in July of 2024 at 764 million and since then trended downwards. It's currently at 70 million, so a drop of more than 90%. Here is the decentralized exchange trading volume. Again, the long-term trend is quite clear. But of course, if fees continue to drop, the trading volume might get artificially inflated through arbitrage bots and the like. Now, as with many price rallies, we tend to see most trading action happening not on the spot market. So here we've got 83 million in the last 24 hours, but instead on the perpetual futures market. Here we had close to 300 million of trading volume. So really, the perpetual futures make the short-term price discovery. Toncoin tends to be relatively neutral in its funding rate. So we are relatively balanced in terms of people betting on rising and on falling prices. The trading volume on the perpetual futures, right, so on the levered bets on the price, also tends to be quite stable. It's more stable than the decentralized exchange trading volume of Ton itself. And with that rally, we have seen a few shorts getting liquidated. Now, I do believe that short term there is still some upside potential, but that potential is also limited because the open interest on Ton is reaching a potential ceiling. The open interest is the amount of bets on the token. And there is a connection, as in when there is more open interest, when there are more bets on Ton, then the price itself tends to be high. And when there is less bets on the price, then the price tends to also go down. Now we are currently already quite high on open interest. Not historically high, so the historic all-time high in open interest was close to 400 million. So there's still another 100 million left, but we are approaching those levels. And that would be bad, because if that then turns around, this will drag the price with it. Is another 57% versus the rest of the altcoin market possible? Yes, definitely. But it's important to keep a very close eye on the open interest, which can, by the way, be seen here on coinglass.com. Now, if you've been following this channel, you know that I like to use backtesting as well to time the market. I've done the best golden and dev crosses here on Bitcoin Strategy Analytics, try to find the best signal for Ton. The result is the 28 versus 61 day simple moving average. So we go long whenever the shorter moving average is above the longer moving average. We go short whenever there is a dev cross. We've got our dev and our our golden crosses, and recently we did get a golden cross. That was on the 21st of April. So betting on falling prices right now, I think, is still too dangerous. Those trends in Toncoin tend to be relatively long lasting. It's very useful to calculate those best moving averages. For example, it gave us a very nice trading signal for BitTensor, when to get out, and then also subsequently when to cover the short. And that's, by the way, how I make the vast majority of my alpha versus buying and holding Bitcoin. It's simply trying to find ways to bet versus market manipulation, to bet versus the hype. Because there seems to be a reoccurring pattern. Right now, all the attention is on Ton, all the speculation is on Toncoin. But then at some point, maybe in a week or two, the attention moves to the next asset. And then open interest will go down for Toncoin again, and that will also drag the price down. So yeah, if you're interested in running your own backtest on the analytics platform, that's available to premium members. My trades are available in premium as well. And if you are on the annual membership, so that's over here, you save $375. You also get access to the automatic copy trading, where last year we achieved 44% annualized, and this year we are again on track to achieve the same. So quick summary, short term, I'm bullish on Ton. The current momentum might bring us a bit further. Long term though, I don't think that it will beat Bitcoin. And that's really what it's all about. We need to get more return when taking on more risk. If it's your very first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish these regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you next time here on YouTube or see you on Premium. Cheers.